we're just going to start.
Let's admit them when it's 250.
Just a second.
250 पे करेंगे अभी it's 238 something.
Can I have 3-4 minutes in the meantime?
Sure. Yes, we'll be doing intro, so it's going to take 3-4 minutes, so you can take your time.
Thanks.
All right, let's begin. Let's admit everyone in. Let's admit everyone, Disha. Hello, hi. Hi, ladies. Hello. Welcome. Do we have everyone in?
Yeah.
Hi, Simran, Neelam. Welcome. Can we have all videos on, please? Hi, Sonia, Akshita. I can't see anyone though. Please switch on your videos. Hi, Pratibha. Okay. There's Akshita, there's Princey. How's everyone feeling today? Hello. Hi. Can you all hear me? Disha, am I audible?
Yes, it's all great.
Okay, wonderful. So ladies, we're just waiting for everyone to join in and then we'll quickly start the session. But before that, I'm very excited today because we have a very special person in house with us. So how are you all? Are you excited about the session? Give me a thumbs up, something. Wow. Okay. Hi, Nikki. So good to see you again. Welcome. Okay, I can see a couple of you now. Please switch on your videos, ladies. So how many of you are doing the look together with us today? No, Nikki, you're not doing it today? Not feeling like it? Okay. So let me know, Disha, once everyone is in so that we can start.
Yes, we have people entering even now, so let's wait for a couple of minutes.
Sure, definitely.
Yeah.
Also, if you can switch on our videos, please. It would be lovely to see you all. Okay, we have people joining in. I can see some more ladies. All right, there's someone called NJ. Please rename yourself so that we can identify you. There's Tisha. I don't see anything in the chat box, Tisha.
There's nothing over there. People are just saying they won't be able to do it together with Chandni. They'll just be watching it today.
No problem. Those of you who can do it, that would be lovely. Otherwise, it's all right. Anis, I see Anis. Hi, Anis. Welcome. Hi. So good to see you all. Hi, Vartika. Yes, Simran, Neelam. Okay. Are we ready? Should we start the session now?
Go ahead. We have over 260 people.
Wow, so many of you.
बाद में
I'm very excited to start the session. I was just telling her that everyone is so excited that you're here. Okay, so let's begin, shall we? Yes? Okay, all right. So, first of all, very warm welcome to all of you. My name is Vaibhavi, and I'm from Team Air Black, and I'm going to be hosting you today with Disha, who's also from Team Air Black, and she's going to be co hosting with me, and we'll be helping you with all your queries, questions, anything that you need help with. And today is a very special day. This is an exclusive celebrity masterclass where we will be learning the big fat Indian wedding look. So, just a little bit about this look. This is, something that you can wear for as a wedding guest, or obviously you're not going to be creating this on your own wedding, but you can recreate this look for your clients on their wedding, on their special day. And you will learn step by step on how to capture the perfect bridal eye makeup to ensure that you look stunning and gorgeous. So we have Chandni here who will be helping you recreate this look step by step. And also we have some of our private members who are joining us from YouTube. So a very warm welcome to all the private members who are joining us from YouTube today. Welcome, folks. And since this is the last day of your 3-day workshop, so I'm sure you all enjoyed it, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy this session as well. Also, let me quickly state the agenda for today. As you all know, that at Air Black, we not only learn the look by watching, but also by doing it together. And I see Anise, she's all decked up. She's, in her wedding attire already. And I saw her prepping her skin. And I'm sure most of you are also very excited to recreate this look on yourself and learn from the very best in town, Chandni. I will be introducing you to Chandni shortly. But before that, I'm going to pass it on to my co-host, Disha. She will quickly state the agenda for today and the session guidelines. But before that, I'd like to let you know, all of you, that this is an exclusive celebrity masterclass for 2 hours, and we want you to make the best out of it. So please post all your questions in the chat box, and we will be able to pick, the most important ones, the ones that are relevant to the technique. Because we have a larger turnout for today, like in this session today being a celebrity masterclass. So we won't be able to take all your questions, but we'll try to take as many as possible. So please forgive us if in case we miss out on your question. We'll also try to do a couple of look reviews, but we may not be able to cover all of you. And also, if you have any other questions, you can write it in the chat box. Like, always, me and the show will be helping you out. And like I said, that we won't be able to do all look reviews, but having said that, don't forget to click your pictures and post it on Instagram, and we would love to repost some of your pictures. So let's begin. Disha, let's go ahead with the session guidelines, and let's quickly start the session.
Okay, thanks, Vaibhavi. Hello, ladies. Before proceeding with the session, here are a few guidelines. First of all, please put yourself on mute to avoid any kind of disturbance or confusion. Secondly, try to have your videos on so that we can have a look at your lovely faces. And as Vaibhavi told you, please keep putting the questions in the chat box. Since it's a celebrity makeup session, we'll try to take as many sessions that we can with our expert. And the agenda of this session is it's a do it together session. You'll not only just learn while listening to Chandni, but also you'll try to do it together with her so that you can have a better idea of the whole look. And without any further ado, let me introduce you to our very gorgeous expert, Chandni Singh, who is a bridal makeup artist, a makeup educator, and the successful founder of her very own brand, CS Essentials. P.S. I love your brushes, Chandni. She has given almost 14 years of her life to the beauty and makeup industry. She is the most popular amongst her brides for her finesse and has been enabling students through her own academy by inculcating professional makeup techniques and methods. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here, Chandni. Over to you. You can unmute yourself.
Hi everyone, such a pleasure to be here on Air Black Beauty platform again. My last class with you guys was such a hit and it was such a smooth flow that I really wanted to do this again. Super excited to be here. Love the way you guys conduct it and advertise it and everything. So my big compliments to the entire team. For everyone who's watching me here, big welcome to this class. And I'm very excited to be here. And today I'm going to show you one of my most favorite look, which I do on a lot of brides. Now, personally speaking, I feel Indian clothes and wedding jewelry can make a woman look a lot more older, right? And I do feel that there is a huge population जो बहुत लाउड नहीं दिखना चाहते हैं अपनी वेडिंग डे पे मेरे पास बहुत सारे क्लाइंट्स आते हैं जो कहते हैं हमेशा कि my clothes are so loud, my jewelry is so loud, I'm being forced to wear it. Chani, can you give me something really subtle? और मेरे एक्सपीरियंस में I feel कि brown smoky eye with a nude lip looks fantastic. ये एक ऐसा look है that kind of works no matter you're wearing a little black dress, you could be wearing a white anarkali, you could be wearing a red lehenga or any color, it just works. Another advantage brown smoky eyes ka jo hai is that it also looks good on hooded eyes. Of course, मैं आपको थोड़े से tips and tricks दूंगी on how to work around it, particularly when it comes to hooded eyes. So without wasting any time, let's get started. My model for today is a beautiful girl called Samriddhi. Samriddhi, can we have you here, please? Samriddhi is wearing a beautiful mint color lehenga from Dwasa by Abhi, and she's wearing stunning jewelry from Suhana Art and Jewelers. Samriddhi, please come. So guys, if I really had to talk about Samriddhi, the most important thing that you should always know about your client is what her skin type is. Of course, मैं भी उसको assess करती हूँ, लेकिन मैं client से हमेशा पूछूंगी कि what is your skin? And Samriddhi's skin is dry. She has a slight T-zone oily, where particularly her forehead gets a little oily, but primarily everything is dry. Guys, just to save time on the class, because very honestly, 2 hours, I'll just be creating the look back to back. I've already placed a magic tape on the corners of her eyes because I would have wasted at least 3-4 minutes doing that. This is another thing that I always work on when I'm about to start makeup, eyebrows. Remember, if your eyebrows are on point, your eye makeup will always pop out, right? If I feel that there is a little bit of growth that I can remove, I will always do that. I feel every makeup artist should know how to pluck. Somebody who does not do any kind of threading on her upper side, and I'm actually not really going to bother a lot with that. In fact, I get a lot of girls who love their eyebrows natural. थोड़ी सी I'm going to give a bit of shaping here. Guys, जो मैं plucker use कर रही हूँ, this is from the brand Color Bar, easily available on Nykaa. Your plucker quality should be amazing. It should just pluck out every hair strand that you are aiming to remove really, really well. Another problem that I have is that her growth here is slightly longer. And uske liye I'm taking a spoolie brush from my own brushes. And I'm just going to cut a little bit of it. As a rule, I'm always going to start with prep and prime of the skin. And I always start with thinner products and I take it up to thicker products. Also, guys, please note, मैंने इनका face clean किया था जब ये आए थे because I didn't want to waste too much time doing all that on camera. हर मेकअप आर्टिस्ट की किट में एक नेचुरल माइसेलर वाटर होना चाहिए. I use my own brand, CS Essential Skin Spa. I do not like to clean dry skin with face wash क्योंकि मुझे लगता है उससे skin और भी ज़्यादा dry हो जाती है. Now, next step, I'm going to apply the CS Essentials Glow Fix Plus. ये instant hydration देता है skin को. And liberally मैं इसके कम से कम 3-4 sprays लगाती हूँ. It's called the Glow Fix Plus. Guys, one product that I'm obsessed with are face oils. मैं कोई भी makeup face oil के बिना नहीं करती हूँ. However, जो मेरा personal signature look है, उसमें skin काफी dewy लगती है. And I feel one of the major reasons why skin looks dewy in my case is because of an oil. अगर आप matte skin के fan हैं, make sure you skip the oil altogether or maybe just use 2-3 drops. However, in my opinion, a lot of skin is dry from within. And a face oil seeps into the skin really, really well. I always like to prep this before I start makeup, and I easily apply about 8 to 10 drops. And whenever I apply any kind of products like this, I like to push it into the skin with my fingers. मुझे लगता है कि hands की warmth के साथ a product really gets into the skin. For her forehead also, I'm going to really massage it well. इसके बाद मैं एक मॉइस्चराइजर लगाने जा रही हूँ और मैं यूज कर रही हूँ CS Essentials का स्किन फ्यूल. Moisturizer bhi I like to always push it with my fingertips. Now another question that I get very often is that do you also apply it in summers? It's just that मैं summers में थोड़ा सा कम लगाती हूँ. तो ऑयल जो मैंने लगाया था वो CS Essentials का स्किन ट्रीट फेस ऑयल है. 100% नेचुरल है. उसमें मरूला एंड आर्गन ऑयल है. And I feel in my personal experience over the years, I always realize that argan oil and marula has always done wonders to skin. एक और टिप मैं आपको देना चाहूंगी कि मान लो if you feel that a certain area of the face is really dry, particularly जैसे अगर girls के acne spots होते हैं उसके आसपास there will always be skin that is flaking out. So say if this was an acne spot, what I usually do is I take a little bit of the CS Essential Skin Fuel Moisturizer. I very gently with my fingertips massage it there. So I'll massage it for say about 20 to 30 seconds. Guys, please note, ये सबसे boring part होता है class का, लेकिन ये बहुत important है for your foundation to look absolutely flawless. उसके बाद I just take some extra moisturizer and जो भी area flaky या dry है, मैं उसके ऊपर एक ऐसी layer छोड़ देती हूँ. Just finishing massaging the product into the skin really well. Corners of the nose is another area which is always ignored. So guys, another question that I get very often is what should be the step-by-step layering? Always a thinner product first, moving on to thicker products. The next step now for me is going to be...
Can I just take a question before you proceed?
Yes, please.
Shruti is asking, is this oil also relevant for people with very sensitive and acne-prone skin?
Yes, it is, because it's 100% natural. And if you really Google the benefits of marula and argan oil, these are the two primary oils that work for extremely sensitive acne-prone skin also.
Okay, go ahead. Thank you. Thank you. You can go ahead.
Right. Next step, I'm applying the Lucas Papa ointment. This is one of my favorite lip balms. Super hydrating. Really, really, really hydrating. So I just kind of apply it all over the lip, really liberally. And I do feel that a lot of people do not give a lip prep and prime importance, but you must do that. And I always start with the eyebrows first. I'm going to use one of my top favorite products for eyebrows today. This one's called the Aqua Brow from Makeup Forever. और जो shade मैं use करती हूँ वो है shade 30. फिलहाल मेरे को कभी किसी और कलर की जरूरत नहीं पड़ी है. I also like Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. However, I've been using this product for a long time and I absolutely swear by it. The amount of product I take is very, very little. It always has a little bit of a watery residue when it comes out. However, I tend to ignore that. Using the spoolie brush with an angular brush from CS Essentials. And I'm going to straight away start with the eyebrows. I always start with brushing the eyebrows up. Now, अगर आप देखो समृद्धि की eyebrows में length है. These are the eyebrows that will tend to fall also a lot. So I'm using a wax pencil. आप actually pear soap भी लगा सकते हैं. ये pencil Sephora की है. It's not available in Sephora India, but I got it from the US. Sorry, it's not Sephora, it's the NYX, NYX. Sephora also has a pencil like this. And what I just do is, I just run that wax pencil all over the eyebrows. Next step. And I now start building the eyebrows. This eyebrow is a little bit more thicker than that. So I'm going to make sure I make this one a little thicker. I never start the eyebrow right from the beginning. I always started from 3/4 of the eyebrow. I feel the beginning of the eyebrow should always be very, very, very natural. I applied और साथ साथ मैं उसको स्पूली के साथ ब्रश भी करती रहती हूँ क्योंकि I feel वो प्रोडक्ट को अच्छे से डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर देता है. Another product everybody must own is the Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm using a duo और इसका shade है dark brown. मेरे को Forever 52 की Master Brow Kit भी बहुत पसंद है. I've taken the lighter color and I just fill it up a little bit right there. Now I pick up the darker color again and I start working all over the eyebrow with it. I do not recommend eyebrows only done with powder. It is not long lasting and it also lacks depth and definition. I'm going to start working on the second eyebrow now. Taking the darker color powder. पाउडर लगाने से जो मैंने जेल प्रोडक्ट लगाया है वो सेट भी हो जाता है. So it's definitely an advantage. Taking the lighter color and I'm going to start working right here. Right, I'm just going to take a good look at her eyebrows, trying to maintain both of them should look equal. And as I said, ये eyebrow हल्की सी lighter है, so I'm just working on this one. And I only stop when I am satisfied. Next step, मैं लगाने वाली हूँ NYX brow mascara और the shade that I'm using is Espresso. ये Nykaa पे available है. ये बहुत ही groomed effect देता है and that's what I love about it. और हर फाइबर को बहुत ही ज्यादा accentuate कर देता है and the eyebrows completely come into focus with it. Eye priming, and the product that I swear by is the P. Louis eyeshadow base. And the shade that I'm using is shade 2. This is one of my most favorite products for eyeshadow priming. And I'm just going to take a little bit of it on my hand. Now guys, you have to remember one thing. When you do a brown smoky eye, there are two ways about doing it. आप एक brown color का base भी लगा सकते हो, and then you can do it. However, I feel I prefer doing that when my skin tone is really really deep. I also do it अगर मुझे आंखों में बहुत ज़्यादा depth add करनी होती है. I also see my complexion of my client sitting in front of me. मुझे लगता है if I keep the eyes very dark, the doll-like appearance somebody has gets killed. Also, the quality of eyeshadows have greatly improved now, and you can get a really intense look without using any eyeshadow base. So as I mentioned कि eyeshadow base भी आप use कर सकते हो, dark color का brown use कर सकते हो, आप black भी use कर सकते हो. Shreya, another alternate eye primer I like to start eyeshadow, tart concealers on the eyelids. I'm using the MAC 242 brush. This is one of my favorite brushes uh, to carve the eyebrows. While I do this, I feel there is this one hair from her eyebrow which I can pluck, and I immediately pluck it out. Of course, somebody is a model, so she's not saying anything to me. But अगर ये मेरे real client होती, I would have explained it to her that how it was very important for me to remove it. Guys, clients आपको eyebrows को लेके बहुत तंग करेंगे, आपको उनको convince करना पड़ेगा. That's what you have to learn once you become a makeup artist, the art of convincing. Immediately starting, somebody do not open your eyes. I always tell my clients they cannot open their eyes while I'm doing this, no matter what. I always first put the excess product on the eyelid. And then with whatever is left on my brush, I start carving the eyebrow. So guys, I do not like a very sharp carving. Make sure you fill up the inner corner. And now I'm going to use two products, the CS Essentials Small Beauty Blender and the CS Essentials Concealer Brush. This is an eyeshadow primer and I absolutely swear by it. What I love about it is also the oiliest of lids के ऊपर ये कभी crack नहीं करता. However, you can use the Tarte concealer also. Tarte concealer also works on most eye types. Why? Because it's a matte concealer. I'm just going to pat this. I also bring it out till the nose. इसके ऊपर कोई भी lines नहीं होनी चाहिए. If there is any kind of line on your eyeshadow base, your eyeshadow application is going to be patchy. I first apply here and then I carve the eyebrows.
There's just one doubt while applying the primer.
Yeah.
Shrishti just said while doing this, she got some of the product on the edges of her brows while blending. How to avoid or how to basically now correct it?
So if you want to avoid it, use smaller brushes to do what I'm doing. I have great control on my brushes. That's why I don't manage to get product. I have great control over my hand movement. Secondly, if you get it, you will have to, your eyebrow mascara is a very good way to fix it. Inner corner needs to be really perfectly bright. In fact, I feel this is one place जहां पर beginners enough primer नहीं लगाते हैं. And the moment I'm done with this, guys, you can even work with a small beauty blender. I'm also going to run it right along the edges once, just to remove any kind of lines. And once I feel that the eyeshadow primer is equal on both eyes, I start doing my makeup. Please note how I'm bringing the product, connecting it in the center of the nose as well. The moment I'm done, I'm going to start. So for a look like this, your browns need to be in place. Of course, guys, मैं इनको एक nude lipstick दूंगी. So for my favorite browns, I just wanted to share the colors. For the eyeshadow base, guys, पीलुई base को powder से set करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है. अगर आप Tarte concealer या कोई और concealer use कर रहे हो, आपको इसको set करना पड़ता है. Now showing you few of my favorite brown eyeshadows. Guys, ये है Viseart की palette and इसका number है VP-V02. VP-V02 Theory 2. And very, very convenient also, especially जब आप travel करते हो, it's really easy. And these two browns are my favorites. The other palette that I love for a matte smoky eye is the Tarteist Pro palette. ये बहुत पुरानी palette है Tarte की. I almost bought it 4 years ago. Till date, I love it. And I'm going to use these browns a lot. I'm also going to use the nude colors that you can see here. Also remember, when you're doing pink lips, you can always use a little bit of pink in the crease. However, I'm going to avoid it or maybe use it. Let's see how the whole look develops. One more palette that I like for the matte shades are the P. Louis Secret Sinner palette. And इनके mattes बहुत ही super pigmented हैं. And I do use this brown a lot. Always remember, eyelid पे color लगाने के लिए आपके पास एक flat eyeshadow brush होना चाहिए. I do not like to apply it with a blending brush. CS Essentials का shadow brush use कर रही हूँ मैं E6. I'm straight away going to take this eyeshadow. I just feel this needs a little bit of touching. I'm just doing that. Straight away, starting with the look. I am using a warm tone brown. I do not like very cool tone colors on Indian skin. Please याद रखिए कि आपकी जो टेप की positioning है needs to be perfect. वो मैं आपको this is one thing that I cannot teach you because it would differ from eye shape to eye shape. Flat brush के साथ, when I apply this color, I take it all over the natural shape of her eyelid. No, it's not a wet brush. I do not like to use matte colors wet. I prefer using them dry. And आजकल जो matte colors आए हुए हैं in the market with latest brands, they are really amazing. I prefer to use a damp brush when I'm using shimmer eyeshadows. I like to apply at least 2 coats always. The moment I'm done doing this, the three brushes that I'm going to keep ready with me are CS Essentials E4 brush. दूसरा brush जो मैं use करती हूँ वो है पैक का 226 and the third one is the Morphe 506.
Can you please repeat the number for pack 1?
226.
Okay.
I take the same brown eyeshadow on my pack brush and I start blending the edges out with that brush. What I like about the shape of this brush is कि वो color को अच्छे से deposit भी करता है and क्योंकि it has a slight flare to it, it also blends it side by side. I now take the CS Essentials E4 brush. This has no color on it. And I just work around blending the edges a little bit. Same thing I'm going to do on this side. Next step, I'm going to use this brown eyeshadow from the Tarte palette, which is slightly lighter than the color that I've applied. I'm applying that with my Morphe brush. And I deposit it straight away into the crease. Same step on the other eye. And now when this color is deposited really well, comes in the maximum amount of work, blending the edges out. And the idea is to basically take the color open. How up you need to go obviously depends on कि आपकी client की eye space कितनी है.
Chandni, once we're done with this, can we have a little closer look of?
Of course, I'll do that. Slightly. एंड प्लीज नोट कैसे मैं कलर को बहुत ब्लेंड करते हुए धीरे धीरे ऊपर लेके जाती हूँ. Remember, circular movement is going to be your best friend at this time. What does a circular movement do? A circular movement distributes the color equally all over. I'm just applying a little bit of a brown जहाँ पे मुझे लग रहा था कि थोड़ी सी इंटेंसिटी कम है, कुछ भी और एक्स्ट्रा नहीं कर रही हूँ. Taking a darker color from the Tarte palette. और मैं वो डार्क कलर को I also start depositing it only at the outer edge. Just depositing the color at the outer edge. थोड़ा सा crease में भी obviously to maintain a continuity. And then I just blend it out. I'm also taking a lighter color from the same palette. And now I start depositing it.
Chandni, the shade that you've used on the outer corner, is it a dark brown?
It's the darkest brown in the palette.
Okay.
It's not black, it's brown. So that's it. This is just an empty brush. It has no color in it. Every makeup artist should have at least 6 blending brushes. Just working with the darker color again. So girls, it's a lot of back and forth. अगर आपको लगता है कि एक बारी में look and feel आ जाता है, नहीं वो एक दो बारी में नहीं आता है. You need to work on it a few times to create that perfect gradation. An empty brush with no color just to blend it out. Yes, look straight. I also make sure I kind of make the client open her eyes to see the periphery of the brown. I do not like the brown coming too strong, a bit too up, right? So once my client opens up her eyes, I ask the person to just look straight and I just work with the half eye open just to understand where the color needs to be better blended. Straight. Also, right now it looks a lot messy because of the tape, but do not worry. The moment I remove the tape, it's gonna look a lot more pleasing to the eye. I'm using a Morphe brush in M513 now. Blending is key, and guys, yes, I am going to do an eyeliner as well. Now, one thing you that need to have clarity on when you do brown smoky eyes is कि आप काजल कर रहे हो या नहीं कर रहे हो. You'll be so surprised to know that I'm not somebody who likes a lot of kajal in the eyes. I do apply it, but I only apply it if my client is very, very particular that she loves her kajal and everything. In fact, I feel that the overall look is a lot more softer and nicer when there is no kajal. I just love to do a little bit of outside lining with a brown.
Chandni, just a question. Ambika is
Yeah.
asking how to correct the error in case the color has gone up till the brow bone, and now what's the solution that you can suggest?
So the solution for that is to take the tiniest amount of concealer in your on your hand and work with a brush as small as this. And say if you have got color all the way up till here, I would take the tiniest amount of concealer, pat it on the back of my hand. It should not be a lot, and I would just kind of place it right there. That's the best way to sort it out. There's nothing else. However, I do feel कि students गड़बड़ पता है क्यों करते हैं क्योंकि उनके पास हर size का brush नहीं होता है. Look at me, I'm constantly changing my brush from a big to a small to a larger one. And in fact, मेरे को makeup के बीच में brushes clean, like I do it sometimes when I'm running short of brushes. But ideally मुझे लगता है कि makeup के बीच में break नहीं आनी चाहिए. So make sure जो आपके फेवरेट ब्रशेस हैं आपके पास हर साइज में मल्टीपल नंबर्स होने चाहिए. Like my E4 brush and E5 brush, I have 6 each of them. I never have to kind of clean it in between the look. And keep changing your brushes, guys. The moment you feel. Also, do I need to tell you, smaller the eye, smaller your brushes should be? That's another mistake that people do, that they do not work with smaller brushes when they have smaller eyes. I do not use big brushes all the time, guys. At the outer edge, a circular movement, super important. It helps you create a beautiful smoke also. And it takes the color up in the most appropriate way. Any more questions, Vaishali?
No. As of now, there are no more questions.
I'm just going
Another
to.
thing, where do we get the CS Essentials brushes apart from Nykaa?
They are available on our website, csessentials.in.
Okay.
So I do not stop till the time I'm not like 100% happy. And now I'm going to remove the tape. But before I remove the tape, I'm going to give her a black smoky eyeliner. I'm using the Forever 52 black pencil in the shade 501. I also feel that I need to distribute the product in the inner corner. Now see, I have again changed the size of my brush and I'm carefully working around. Now, if you would do the same thing with a larger brush, you will end up with product in the wrong areas. The most important thing about the black pencil here is filling up the tight line. For that, hold the eyebrow up and make sure you literally fill it in between the lashes. And the moment I do that, the two brushes I always have ready are the CS Essentials E2 and E3. And I just smoke that eyeliner out. Please याद रखो guys कि pencil use करते ही उसको smoke out करना है. If you are going to do it even after 30 to 60 seconds, वो dry हो जाती है and then it does not smoke out the way you wanted it to. So this has been one of my favorite pencils for almost a year now. इसका brown color also I highly recommend. Beautiful shade of brown, works for Indian complexion really well. Blend, 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 smoke it out, smoke it out. Another brush I really like to smoke it out with is a flat brush. And you'll be so surprised to know that I'm not going to cover it with a black eyeshadow. I'm going to use the darkest brown from the same Tarte palette. मैंने use किया Simran, I use the E2 and E3 brush from CS Essentials. Perfect brush है smaller areas के लिए, inner corner highlight के लिए, brow bone highlight के लिए. It's a brilliant brush. As I mentioned, the darkest color in the Tarte palette, the darkest brown. But क्योंकि मैंने उसको एक black pencil के ऊपर लगाया है, it still looks a lot more intense than the other colors. Blending out the edges of the eyeshadow. Okay. Right, and I'm going to repeat it on the other eye. Flat brush से मैं product लगा रही हूँ. You can even blend it. अगर आपको लगता है कि you blend it better with a smaller brush. You can also use a bigger brush. Back to the CS Essentials E4 blending brush. And one final blend with a really big brush. And now I'm going to remove the tape. I just saw one problem here. कुछ भी नहीं है, थोड़ी सी blending की जरूरत है. इस brush में मैंने कोई color नहीं उठाया है. Just circular movement and the color gets blended perfect. Look at me. Next. And now I am going to remove the tape. Okay, comfortable? Please be gentle on your clients when you remove the tape. Okay. Just pat that area. It instantly makes them feel a lot more better.
Chandni, there are a few questions regarding this eyeshadow. Can I just take them now?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so any tip, particular one, doing the same eye look for hooded eyes?
So make sure your brown is not very dark. Use lighter colors.
And can you mention the shade number for the flat brush that you used for smudging that liner?
The number of the brush?
Yeah.
E6.
E6. All of them are from CS Essentials.
CS Essentials, yes.
And any of you basically give me top 2 favorite eyeshadow palettes that you swear by.
My top 2, Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam Palette and Huda Remastered. I think every makeup artist should own them. And I'm recommending also eyeshadow palettes that are easily available in India.
Great. And can you show your E2 and E3 brushes a little closer to the camera?
Sure, I can do that. Give me a second. So they're very good for like smaller areas like inner corner, brow bone highlight, smoking the eyeliner, smoking the kajal out. It really, really works very well.
No more questions as of now. You can go ahead.
Okay. I am just cleaning any kind of residue on the lower lash line. Very carefully with a cotton tip. Okay, so the moment I'm done with this, before I go ahead, I'm still going to be very, very sure that all my eye makeup is in place. And like I've just removed, making sure that my brush has no color on it, like in case you do not have too many brushes. And one area I feel that always needs a little bit of working is this. And when I start again, you guys will be so surprised that I start with the oil again. 1, 2, 3, 4. If it was peak winters, I would have used about 6 drops at this time. I would rather have very oily skin in front of me than a skin that goes really dry later on. Also, guys, I always like, whenever I'm doing a brown smoky eye, I always like my bride in lenses. But Samriddhi has an issue with lenses. She can't wear them. She's very uncomfortable in them. So I didn't force her. And I don't think it makes any sense to anyways force anybody, because lenses is something that could really make people very, very uncomfortable. Okay. Next step, I am going to use the Becca Under Eye Anti-Fatigue Primer. This is what it looks like. I just take it on my finger. This is very good for under eye lines. However, मुझे ये भी लगता है कि जब मैं अपना कोई आई शेडो प्रोडक्ट नीचे लगाती हूँ, it really helps. अगर लाफ लाइन्स है, आप उधर भी लगा सकते हो. Great product. Unfortunately, Becca shutting shop. Make sure you buy the product. Now let's talk about her pigmentation and everything. Now, if you see, she has typical pigmentation that Indian skin has. A slightly darker mouth. Now, guys, हमारी ring light में ना सारी pigmentation कभी अच्छे से दिखती भी नहीं है. मैं थोड़ा सा light dim कर रही हूँ so that you can see how dark the area is. Shreya, even NARS has a product for the under eye lines. It comes in a lipstick shape. So just reducing the light to show you that this area is relatively darker side. Open, look straight. Typical dark circle, जो इधर ज़्यादा dark है, outside पे ज़्यादा. In fact, she barely has a dark circle on the outside. If I have to really classify Samriddhi's skin, she is a fair to medium skin tone, on the fairer side. However, even this skin tone does have its pigmentation here. और pigmentation जब आप foundation लगाते हो वो तब नहीं दिखती है, वो दिखती है जब आप face का highlight करते हो. No kashish, मैंने अभी waterline में कुछ भी नहीं लगाया है. I'm going to do that later on when I finish my foundation. Okay, after I'm done with this, I'm going to apply a primer. And I'm using today.
Before you go ahead with that, sorry to interrupt. Can you just tell some ways to prevent under eye creasing?
Under eye creasing के लिए best tips है, don't use a matte concealer. Make sure you hydrate under eyes really, really, really well. आप एक under eye cream भी लगा सकते हो. And use hydrating concealers. Like my top hydrating concealers are LA Girl, if you want an affordable option, and NARS Creamy Radiant.
Okay.
These are my top hydrating concealers if you want to prevent under eye creasing. और जब under eye creasing होती है, please do not layer too much product. आप जितना thick fat matte layer लगाओगे, वो lines उतनी ज़्यादा नजर आती हैं. So the creamy radiant concealers from NARS and LA Girls, super hydrating. Stay away from something like Tarte in that case. And under eye puffiness, very honestly, there is no real solution. In fact, आप फेस का हाईलाइट जितना कम करोगे उतनी वो कम दिखती है. You have to do very like your application of concealer on the eye bag needs to be very precise. Literally जहाँ पर वो गड्ढा होता है. So it's a placing the right concealer at the right place when it comes to puffiness. और वो करके भी you can only make it look better by maybe 40-50%. बहुत ही अगर आपका हाथ अच्छा हुआ you can make it better by 60%, but not better than that.
Okay, and how do you select the ideal colored lens?
So when I do brown smoky eyes, I prefer gray because I do not. I like to break the brown with the gray. If my bride is wearing a green, like today the girl is wearing a green, I would not want to give a green lens. In fact, I'll always go opposite. So today, because if I want to break the brown eye, I would go gray. And because she's wearing mint green, I definitely don't want to do green lenses. So I will automatically just choose gray. In fact, मैं ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा hazel और gray ही use करती हूँ. And I do not like super light catty. Like the gray I use is a very nice natural gray. It does not make the people look like super catty or very sharp. I like brides to look very soft. And I feel the wrong shade of lens can really make your bride look very sharp and strong. And I hate that.
Right. And also, Chandni, we have a question from one of our private members on YouTube. Her name is Nitisha. She wants to know her when she applied, when she did her eyes, her eyeshadow feels a bit heavy. So, any reason why that's happening?
It feels heavy. Heavy
Yes.
as in it's weighing her lids.
Yeah, I think so. That's what she means.
I think the only thing that I can think of is that maybe she has applied a lot more eyeshadow primer today. That's one thing. Kyuki an eyeshadow primer, when it dries up, it kind of just, pulls the skin together and tightens it up. So that could be one reason. In fact, whenever I get students, I always encourage them to apply a bit more of eyeshadow primer than what they usually apply. So that could be one reason. I can't think of anything else.
Okay, and just a request, folks, can we just keep the questions a little relevant to what Chandni is currently doing? The further steps that you're worried about regarding the foundation and everything, that's going to be covered as she goes along. Now you can take over, Chandni.
Thank you.
Yes, folks, please let's stick to the technique related questions only because we have a huge audience here and everybody has questions. So let's focus on the technique related questions only. Thank you.
So when I come in Samridhi's case, I'm not going to use a color corrector. मैं color corrector तभी use करती हूँ जब बहुत deep seated pigmentation होती है. I'm going to use the NARS creamy, not the creamy radiant, the NARS soft matte concealers, and today I'm using the shade caramel. That's the color I'm going to start with. I am super anti dipping product into. I always scoop it out. I think hygiene is one thing that makeup artists need to take care of. Whenever I get any creamy product, I make sure I warm it up. Guys, sorry, I just need to clean my hand. Give me a second. Okay, so I got the product on the back of my hand, and whenever you're using cream products, make sure you warm them up. So I warm it up at the back of my hand, and I'm going to apply it wherever it's needed, and the areas where it's always needed is corner of the lips, the slight pigmentation on either sides of the forehead. अगर आपके पूरे फेस पे है, आपको पूरे फेस पे लगाना पड़ेगा. So that's another tip I want to give people. Keep your concealer makes or breaks your face. जहां पर भी छोटे छोटे spots and marks हैं, you can also, instead of applying it all over, I highly recommend कि आप एक छोटा सा ब्रश लेके spot conceal करो. Instead of applying it all over the face, remember आप जितना product face पे लगाते रहोगे, अगर आपको problem होती है कि your product ends up being too cakey, the reasons are कि आप बहुत excessive layering करते हो, and the other reason is going to be that you do not hydrate the skin really well. So applying the same caramel color. So though she does not have a lot of pigmentation, dark circles on the outside, I'm still going to apply the product. Why? Because when I highlight the face, it will make a little bit of a difference in the way the highlight looks. But my general focus is always more on the inner corner. And guys, remember, अगर आप जितना खूबसूरत से खूबसूरत आई मेकअप कर लो, if you do not hide the dark circles, your problem area will always show. Right? I'm just now patting it all out. आप अपने fingers से भी कर सकते हो, आप brushes से भी कर सकते हो. I prefer using the CS Essentials concealer brush, particularly for under eye. Pat it, do not drag it. A small beauty blender for the under eye. Now, this is one step I always like to do. मैं ब्रश के बाद हमेशा थोड़ा सा ब्यूटी ब्लेंडर यूज करती हूँ because I feel it just kind of picks up excess product. Right now I feel my beauty blender is not damp enough, so I'm just going to wet it. And उसको damp करके I also squeeze it in tissue paper before I use it.
Just a doubt, is this concealer shade that you applied, is this relevant to only people with medium to fair skin tone?
Yeah, so if your skin tone, if your dark circles are darker than this, the other colors that you can use is you can use the NARS shade in Biscuit. That is again a very good concealer color for Indian skin tone. You can also use the MAC eyeshadow palettes. Hold on, I'll just get the palette just to show it to you guys. So these are what the palettes look like from MAC. And I feel if you're a makeup artist, you should have the medium dark, and the dark palettes. If you have these three palettes, then I think you practically cover all the Indian skin tones. Caramel and Biscuit being two, again, very, very popular colors that work brilliantly. Just blending out the edges of the concealer also with my beauty blender. Now comes in foundation application for me. And this is where comes in the biggest question: how do you choose your foundation? So when I have a client who is a sucker for complete minimalism, my go-to foundations are Makeup Forever. I love them, how hydrating they are and how minimalistic they look. if I want a bit more of coverage, I like to use the NARS Sheer Glow. This is how I choose it. Also, this one has a little bit more coverage. So if my client likes to keep it slightly glam, then I would prefer a little bit more coverage. Also remember, the Makeup Forever works better for dry skin. This one works for combination skin. Just going to try out.
Any foundation recommendation for oily skin, Chandni?
Highly recommend the Fenty Beauty, and I love MAC Studio Fix Fluid. Easily available also. So I'm using the NARS Sheer Glow and I'm using the shade Punjab. I just take some product on the back of my palette. The moment you apply foundation to the skin, please start patting it. Do not waste any time anywhere on the phone or anything, because the moment the foundation comes in contact with the air, it starts drying up also. My top colors in NARS that I use most are Punjab and Barcelona. I think every makeup artist needs to own these two colors. If you also want a foundation with a pink undertone and NARS, highly recommend Santa Fe. And if you're looking for a dusky skin shade, the shade is called Syracuse, Syracusa.
And how many shades of foundations do you suggest a person should have in their vanity if they are taking it professionally?
A makeup artist should have at least 4 colors, and I also highly recommend that every makeup artist should have 3 kind of foundations in it. Obviously, one for oily skin, one for super dry skin, and one for combination skin. So like in this case, I've already recommended the foundations to you. Like my top recommendation for dry skin is Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation. For dry skin, I love the MAC Studio Fix Fluid and Fenty Beauty. And for combination skin, I love the NARS Sheer Glow. So it also depends on the coverage. Like if I feel that my client is open to a bit more coverage, then I would choose the NARS Sheer Glow over the Makeup Forever Ultra HD. That's how I also take my decision. And please note, I haven't applied the foundation anywhere close to her under eye. I've applied it on these areas where I had applied the other foundation. Here also my focus has been more center of the forehead than really sides of the forehead. Please do not layer foundations unnecessarily on the skin. Once I'm done with this, now I'm going to do the highlight of the face. So if I had to really choose colors today, I would either choose the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer, or I would use the Tarte. The shade I would use is light neutral. If I want to keep it sheer, I prefer using it this way. If I want to keep it a little bit more full coverage, I prefer using it this. I'm going to keep the look slightly on the glamorous side, so I'm going to use the Tarte concealer. So again, I do not like to dab it directly to the skin. I just take the product out.
All right, for those of you who are asking for a repeat, ladies, you all have access to the recording of this session. So if you've missed something, please, you can take a recap, and don't worry, you can always go back and take a recap of whatever you have missed so far. Because due to the large size of the class and also time limit, we won't be able to repeat a lot of times. So please understand. Thank you very much.
And now I just apply product on the under eye. I always apply it on the sides of the nose also. Just gonna start blending it out. And I always keep my beauty blender ready.
Chandni, once you're done, just mention the brush name for foundation blending that you've just used.
Oh, that is the Says Essentials Buffing Brush F4. So I also like when I do the concealer, especially when I'm highlighting the face, I do not apply a lot of product together. Like I build it up. If I feel that the under eye highlight is missing, then I build it up. So that's another thing that see if I see that the under eye lines are really strong, then I'm going to build it up very, very slowly, very, very carefully so that it does not look too crazy. So again, a little bit of product and blend it out. Pat, pat, pat. Also, please notice I don't take the color all the way to the lower lash line. In fact, सबकी lines होती हैं यहाँ पर. अगर आप उधर ज़्यादा product लगाओगे, it will end up creasing. The larger areas, I like to use the slightly bigger beauty blender.
Also, can you mention the brand and the number of the brush that you're currently using?
Actually, it's the same CS Essentials concealer brush. It's just that I have it in different colors also because when we were deciding the body, so it's the same brush. Okay, just going to dampen my sponge again a little bit. And with a very light hand, I'm going to take this all over. And now I'm going to apply a little bit of illuminator to the skin also. So I used to at one point use illuminators as step one, but now, I don't know, of late, I prefer them now once I've applied the skin products. Another thing I always like to do before I apply, like when I feel that the skin is done, is take a small brush and particularly work like along the hairline. I also like to always work along the corners of the nose. Guys, please remember, whenever I'm like whatever I'm doing, the pressure I apply on the skin is minimalistic. It's no crazy pressure. What I'm trying to basically do is just make it all very, very seamless. Cool, and once I'm done with that, I am now going to use an illuminator. And the shade that I'm using is NYX Born to Glow, and the color is called Sunbeam. I just take this product a little bit right there. Beauty blender again. You can also work with your fingertips. And I apply this right there. Please do not bring it all over your under eye. In fact, that's one problem that I feel beginners do. पूरी अंडर आई पे लगा देते हो आप इसको. अगर गलती नहीं करनी है तो फिंगर टिप से आप लगाओ. Also going to apply it on the bridge of the nose. Cupid's bow. I need a little bit more product. बिल्कुल खत्म हो गया. This is another favorite product of mine from Fenty Beauty. This is called the How Many Carats Diamond Balm. And I just take like a small blending brush, which I use for the eyes mostly. And this is a cream product. And I just circle my brush and I just kind of enhance that. I don't know, can you see? Just turn your face a little bit more. Come back. Turn your face up and down, right and left. It adds a beautiful wet shine to the skin, and I love that.
Chandni, is this highlighter a creamy textured one or
Yes, it's a creamy texture.
okay?
And I recommend it only for fair to medium skin, not for darker skin.
There's the question that I'm getting over and over again. Any way to make a matte concealer to a sheer coverage?
To make anything sheer coverage, ideally something like an oil really works well, but I would not recommend that for a concealer at all. I don't recommend that at all.
And while applying the foundation, whether it gets stuck to the hair, what is to be done then?
You will have to take a makeup wipe and literally remove it, or dip a cotton tip in makeup remover and remove it carefully. But guys, look at it. How careful am I? Can you see anything, any trace of any foundation anywhere? हाथों पे control रखो. छोटे brushes use करो. Work with smaller brushes around the hairline. That's what like I feel beginners and new students, they do not change their brushes often. They just get very lazy about it. Okay, so now I'm going to contour, and I am using the Vise Art palette, and I'm going to use this color right here. And to contour, I love again using the CS Essentials tapered brush only. So this brush is a multi-purpose brush. You can use it to contour also. You can also use it to apply powder. You can also use it to highlight the face. So guys, मुझे contour, blush, highlight application powder के नीचे पसंद. That's because when I apply my powder on top of it all just looks so beautifully blended. To give the face that most beautiful chisel, always apply a lot of powder in this triangle here. That just gives the most incredible chisel to a face. And now again, I do not like to contour like that. I like to use circular movements. So I feel circular movement just beautifully applies product equally all over. Like, you'll apply it like this, then you'll get a line, then you'll work on blending the line. अगर आप ऐसे लगाओगे, it will never ever look like a sharp line. Such a cheeky. I do not like to do extreme sharp contours. Guys, अगर आप सोच रहे हो कि मैं हमेशा cream contour करती हूँ, बिल्कुल भी नहीं. Especially when I want my bride to look very soft, I do not do it. You can also blend this out with a blusher brush. Trust me, it doesn't really matter, whatever you prefer. And just blending it out, taking it up to the temple, connecting it to the forehead. And just the right amount of contour I would want to see on somebody. The only time I use cream contours is when I'm dealing with a very round face. I'm dealing with somebody who's overweight. I even like to do it then because they are conscious and they want to look a little bit more chiseled and sharper on their reading. But otherwise, I like to stay away from cream contours.
Chandni, can you name the palette again, the contour palette?
This is the Vise Art palette in VSC01. इसमें 3 matte contour colors हैं and 3 shimmers भी हैं, and they're very soft shimmers. They're not very strong shimmers.
Okay. And where can they get these products from Vizia?
Vise Art is available on its website called viseart.in. Okay, now time for the nose contour. Nose contour के लिए I am just going to use a blending brush, right? And I'll be very honest, guys, I do not like very technical, very weird nose contours, right? So I just clearly like it very, very balanced. I do not like to create very snatched nose looks. I'm just using the E5 brush from CS Essentials, and I slowly just start creating a line right there, going gently up and down, up and down, up and down, and down right here, down right here. Make sure कि ये आपकी eyebrow में blend हो. Also, if your contour gets too patchy always, उसका एक reason है, and the reason primarily is that you apply too much pressure on the skin. Guys, please note, जब भी मैं कोई product face पे, skin पे, eyes पे लगाती हूँ, my brush never loses its shape. I'm always working on the surface of the skin. It's not like that. If you're doing a lot of this, you're going to get a lot of patchy application. So keep your brushes gentle and you will never get a patch. This blending into the eyebrow is super important.
Meena says she's looking like Janvi Kapoor.
Oh, is she? Oh, thank you. Now for me also, like guys, can you see that the nose looks like really sharp, like very brown? And trust me, makeup clients को problem होती है उससे. That's why I like to do it under powder, because what does powder do? Powder also makes it look softer. Another thing that I'm a fan of is cream blushers. And I apply them just to make the powder blush pop out a lot more. ये जो मैं use कर रही हूँ is from MAC. Guys, unfortunately, this product is a limited edition product. आप कुछ भी use कर सकते हो. आप एक pink lipstick, just make sure कि आप उसको अपने हाथ पे warm कर दो. What I'm using is a thing called Weekend Getaway Casual Color Lip and Cheek Color. And this is from MAC. So again, I do not like to apply too much color. I first pat it on the back of my hand. Gently start applying it. I always take this all the way to the temples. Smile. I'm using the CS Essentials blusher brush for this. आप एक छोटे ब्लश के साथ भी ब्रश के साथ भी काम कर सकते हो. You can also dab it with your fingertips, guys. And look straight. I love how that color looks on her. Beautiful. Suck your cheek. Straight again. And now comes in a powder blush on top. I'm using the Morphe palette. This is a palette called 9B. And the color that I'm going to use is this one. And because I've applied a cream product below, even the slightest of blush just pops out so beautifully. And I do feel that with a matte brown smoky eye, your blush application should be beautiful so that you can add a little bit of a pretty soft color to the face also. जो intensity in जो उसी वक्त फेस को और soften up कर देता है. Keep your strokes very soft. Circular movements always work, remember that. And all the way to the temple, always. And I know it looks a bit too much right now, like at least for me, lekin I am going to apply powder on top, and that is immediately going to soften it up.
Chandni, do we have a shade name or the palette number for this Morphe palette?
9B.
All right.
9B. Can't do without my MAC Soft and Gentle highlighter, guys. I am obsessed with this blush. With this highlighter from MAC. I love it. Using the CS Essentials fan brush. हल्का सा right there. जो blusher के edges पे लगा रही हूँ. So that when my client smiles, that highlighter is totally popping. Love the CS Essentials fan brush. It's the most precision application of the highlighter. आप गलती से भी उसको कहीं और लगाओगे ही नहीं. So बहुत ध्यान से right at the edge of the blusher, bringing it up. Surface in a nostril, and I'm also going to apply it here. Here. And now comes in the very important part that I always talk about. Using the CS Essentials taper brush. Guys, ये भी CS Essentials taper brush है, it's just that the body color is different. This brush has nothing on it. And after I apply all these things, I just very gently take this brush all over. Basically, जहाँ पर भी कहीं lines हैं, edges हैं, उनको blend करने के लिए. The idea is to make the edges seamless. इसमें भी circular movement will always help you. I'm also going to take it over the contour of the nose. और अभी powder लगाते ही the nose contour will also look a lot more softer and better. Don't worry about that.
Hey Chandni, did you also use a powder contour by any chance?
I did only use a powder contour bit.
Okay, all right. I
This
thought
one?
that was
This is a powder contour.
Got it. Thank you so much.
So just blending, guys. You guys have no idea how much time I just spend doing this. I do this even like say when my bride's hair is happening, I'll just take a little brush and I'll keep running it over and over again. And now comes in powder application. And I'm going to use my favorite powder from Chanel. This one is shade 20. Guys, I love it. I've been using this for almost 10 years now. So how I work is with a brush. I do not like to apply it with a beauty blender because मुझे लगता है beauty blender के साथ बहुत ज़्यादा लग जाता है and वो skin को बहुत ज़्यादा matte कर देता है. I always start circular movement, forehead, bring it down the bridge of the nose. Right here, I'm also trying to soften up the edges of my nose contour. Again, and see guys, powder बहुत कम है. It's not that my thing is full of powder. Again, it looks like I'm applying too much of pressure, but trust me, I'm not. I'm just touching the tips of my brush to that area in a way that it blends it out also further and applies powder. Now comes in the most important part, the under eye. Under eye ke liye, I will just take any small brush. I will first work around removing any lines, if any. And now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. First, work on any kind of lines, if any. And then just tap the powder.
Wow, Chandni, she looks lovely.
Oh, thank you. I know the moment it's just like I feel powder just kind of puts the whole look out there in the nicest of ways. Just again, look at that, guys. How much do I blend? So it's like practically just this is what I do to the skin. It's not this, it's this. And most of my brides fall asleep on my chair because they say that the movements that I do on the skin and on the eyes are extremely relaxing. Just working, working, working. One more time and I'm sorted. The biggest thing that I'm gonna look into is the nose contour. Just give me a second. Look at that, so beautiful. And
Sorry to interrupt. Is there any particular skin tone that's gonna suit for this particular powder that you used?
yes, this would be fair to medium. If the skin tone is medium to dark to dusky, I highly recommend the Huda banana bread.
All right, Vipasha, I think that answers your question. And I just wanted to reiterate that since this is an exclusive celebrity masterclass and we have a huge turnout, so we won't be able to, take all the questions because we have a lot of questions pouring in. But having said that, we're trying our best to answer all the questions that you are writing on the chat box. Thank you for understanding.
Okay, so next step, a little bit of touch up to the blush, and I'm using Too Faced shade Candy Glow. Love it. Now, if you want to increase the highlight of the face, that totally like really depends on you. I also see what time of the year it is. If it is summers, I do not add more highlight. If it is winters, if the client does not sweat too much, I would go ahead and just kind of touch up the highlighter just a little bit, and immediately just going to finish the eyes now because I have a lot of work left on the eyes. Um, Again, using the CS Essentials E3 brush, which is slightly bigger than the E2. I'm using Max Soft and Gentle. Inner corner highlight, very important. So particularly when you do matte eyes, make sure you kind of break it with a really popping shimmer in the inner corner. That just kind of, it's a small detail, but it really plays up when you use different textures like matte and shimmers together, they kind of really pop the eyes out a lot more. इसमें भी लोग एक जो गलती करते हैं, they just do is this. I literally like circle it with that brush. I keep on circling it till I feel it's totally blended out, right? And same brush, that's what I love about this brush. Beautifully fits in right here. Brow bone highlight, very important. Lifts your arch up, opens up the eye further. Very, very important. एटलीस्ट 2-3 बारी में लगाती हूँ एक दो बारी में वो बात नहीं आती है right? And now if you see both the eyes, this one just kind of looks a lot more brighter and open as well. Repeating.
Hey, Chandni, actually, I have a quick announcement to make.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are joining from private YouTube live, all the lovely ladies who are watching us live from YouTube, if you want us to call you back and share more about our club, Air Black Beauty Club, and our membership with you, today we have a month-end offer running. So if you're interested to know more about it, please write interested in the chat, in the comment box on YouTube, and we will call you back. Thank you. Thank you, Chandni.
Most welcome.
You just need to write interested in the chat box or the comment section on YouTube, and we'll make sure that we call you back very, very soon.
And the moment I'm done with that, I am going to pick up my eyeshadow. And I'm going to pick up sorry guys, I can't find a certain brush. So I'm just picking up the E5 brush. I am taking the lightest color. और ये मैं हमेशा करती हूँ after I do a brow bone highlight. Because I feel that it could leave a slight unblended line. So I take the lightest color in the palette. Coming back to the eyes, I am taking the brown pencil again. And I basically just draw a 3/4 line at the outer edge from the corner of the eye. So this is the Forever 52 brown pencil. So my favorite black and brown pencils, F501 and 502 from Forever 52, available on Nika and available on their websites. So I just do that, and I pick up the CS Essentials E2 brush, the smaller one, and I'll just blend this out. In fact, this technique for the lower lash line has been a favorite for years now. I also feel that it creates a beautiful almond shape eye, looks stunning. Right, make sure it's blended, blend, keep on blending it. And then I take the brown eyeshadow right there. And after I'm done with that, I'll just take a brush and I will blend these edges out. So my focus always is to make the makeup look seamless is the word actually. There should be no harsh lines anywhere. Right, another little detail that I would like to add. Now, honestly, somebody's got the kind of eye shape where even kajal would enhance her eye. So this is one call that I really take after I speak to my client. I mean, I always ask my clients if they like kajal, they don't like kajal, and I always work for the kajal aspect in agreement with my client always. All right, here, just blending it all in. Just taking another brush and working on the edges. That's about, guys. No product on the brush, guys. There's nothing on it. If I had to pick up any product right now, I would just pick up powder and nothing else. And then I just pick up some powder and I even work like on smaller areas, like in between the eyebrows. This is another area which is always not attended to. The only shimmer that I'm really going to apply to that eye, because gold is very, very distinctive in the entire outfit and jewelry. Love it. That looks so beautiful. And I'm still contemplating if I want to do kajal. So tell me, guys, should I do kajal or no kajal? Just blending, 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 blending. Okay, so please do kajal. How many kajals? No kajal. Let me put the lashes and then I think I'll take a call. Use white pencil, open up your eyes more. Okay, so guys, I am applying CS Essential Lashes. The style is called Nelly. I'm not saying this is because this is my brand, but these are hands down the best lashes you'll ever find. Price at 200 rupees a pair with the most amazing lash band and 100% natural hair. Okay. Um, so that is what the packaging looks like, and this is what the style Nelly looks like. मैंने ready करके रखी हुई थी क्योंकि मेरे को time नहीं waste करना था class में. This is one of my favorite styles. I always like to use the Duo lash glue. Been a favorite for years. I like the Huda lash glue also, but I still prefer the Duo. Applying a little bit of glue throughout the lash line. So I always like to do the lashes before I do the lips. Right, so I have glue all over it. And I just give it about 15 seconds for it to become tacky. It should be semi-dry when you're trying to apply it. The number of the lashes is R009. The style is called Nelly. Okay, the moment it is dry, not dry, but semi-dry, I just kind of take it close to the eye. Oh, how could I? I haven't done mascara on you guys. I'm so sorry. आज class में करते करते I've totally forgotten to do that. I'm gonna just lash curl. I'm using the Shu Umera lash curler, and I do feel lash curling is really important. And I'm highly against using the same mascara wand on all clients. So I always use disposables. Please, if you're a makeup artist, hygiene, 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 guys. Okay. Look down. I do agree that it becomes very cumbersome to apply mascara like this. But still, guys, you can't be. I mean, if this is your profession, these are a few things that you need to take care of. I always like to apply at least 2 coats.
Chandni, what brand is the mascara from?
Oh, I'm using the Maybelline Hyper Curl. Okay, and now come in the lashes. और अब मैं दोबारा glue लगाने जा रही हूँ, guys. Reapplying the glue. जब तक मैं glue लगा के उसको dry करूँगी, mascara भी dry हो जाएगा. But guys, I'm sorry. I actually like to do mascara and lash curling right there and then. I think I just got carried away in creating the look and the tops, and I forgot. Okay, and there it comes. So these are the kind of lashes I like. I'm not saying I don't use mink lashes, but I somehow prefer just a natural lash fill more than like a super dramatic drama lash. Okay. Managed to get a bit of mascara on the lower lash line, guys. Fixing that. Vishali, if you have any questions in the meantime, please address them.
There are no other questions as of now. They were just asking regarding your lashes from CS. So I told them regarding your website and Nykaa as well.
Okay.
And is this mascara that you used a waterproof one or a regular one?
Yes, waterproof. I always use waterproof mascaras only.
And how do you prefer like disinfecting your brushes?
Say that again, please.
How do you prefer cleaning your brushes?
Uh, I'll just show you. जो brush spray ये देना. So we have the CS Essentials brush bar. This is one way how to clean it. However, I do not use the same brushes on another client ever without deep cleaning them. And I prefer using like a gentle cleaning liquid for it. And I prefer using lukewarm water.
And is this step of curling the lashes before adding mascara and the lashes, is it mandatory?
I do recommend it. You know why? Because if you have a client with curled lashes, it won't be a problem. But if you have a client with straight lashes, your fake lashes are going to be totally up, and your curled lashes, her natural lashes are going to be totally straight. So I do recommend that you must do it. Us way mein you'll be able to blend the client's lashes and fake lashes together. There should be no gap between them, period.
Is there a personal hack that you follow while dealing with clients with a lot of texture on their skin?
Uh, my basic thing is zero shimmer, zero highlighter, lot of good prep and prime of the skin, and I do highlight the face, but I just keep it all matte. And with textured skin, I also feel that if you really play up the eye makeup and give them like really gorgeous looking strong lips, it really helps take the attention away from it. Sure. But the problem really arises when your client does not let you do a lot of drama on the eyes and everything. In that case, I would just keep the skin 100% matte. Okay, and I'm using now a Kiko lip liner in shade 316. It's nice. Sorry guys, my tip just broke. Just sharpening of my pencil. Fix. this one.
Chandni, if there's a lot of lip balm on the lips before applying lipstick, do you wipe it off?
Yes, always. If you will not wipe it off, your makeup, your lipstick will be all over the place. But all the lip balm I had applied on her lip got soaked into the lip because her lip was really dry. Big smile. And guys, I do not do any lipstick without lip lining ever. So first I've used a darker color. I told you the color from Kiko. Now I'm using one from Nika. The shade that I'm using now is Birthday Suit. I do feel that applying that lip liner is mandatory. Right. And for the lips also, I do not like to use a wand directly, hygiene. So I just take the lipstick, I take it out on the back of my hand. I'm using the shade Hudson from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Hudson, Hudson. And I'm going to work really hard to take away that lip pencil line that is still showing very distinctively. I'm going to work with a lip brush also. So given a choice between a bright lipstick and a lighter lipstick, I prefer lighter lipsticks. I feel girls look a lot more softer and they look younger. Of course, if I'm trying to create an over-the-top, glamorous look like a whole diva feel, then I would use like a deep red. I love deep reds and deep pink lipsticks. I use them very often in my makeup looks.
Chandni, do you suggest using a red color for the same?
Yes, please.
I'm asking, do you suggest using a red lip color for the same?
Actually, with the mint color she's wearing, I wouldn't like to do red. If I had to, if my client said that she wanted really dark lips, I would have preferred using like a really deep magenta pink on her. Slide again.
Uh, Do you suggest using the color Gingerbread Girl from Too Faced instead of this color?
I do not know that color, so I can't comment. It's nice.
And how many lip liners are a must-have for a makeup artist in their professional vanity?
As many as possible. If I show you my lip liner collection, you guys will be shocked. But a minimum of at least 10, 12 shades. Especially concentrate on the pinks, particularly the nudes. Like you should have every kind of nude, right from cool tone to warm tone. Because I do feel that oh, that what makes the lipstick is the lip liner, and what like you can literally change the way the lipstick looks because of the kind of lip liners you use. Guys, I'm using the Huda, Mac Huda Beauty stroke cream in shade Snobby Stretch. It just adds a little bit of gloss to that matte lip, adds a little shine. And I love nude colors in glossy if I can give it to a client. Of course, you can't do glossy lip on a bride, particularly because they are wearing nose rings. So your time to actually convince the client for a glossy lip is primarily on another function. However, she has to be prepared to touch it up herself because a gloss is never going to be really long lasting.
Is there a dupe for caramel shade that you use from NARS?
I would say the LA Girl shade in Warm Honey.
And what's the shade difference between a lip liner and the lipstick?
Say that again, please.
How much is the shade difference between the lip liner that you're applying and the corresponding lipstick?
So my lip liner is about 1.5 shade darker than the lip. I can go even darker, to be very honest, but that depends on what I'm really trying to create. Honestly, guys, I could even use a maroon or a really dark brown lipstick and create the same look. But that would make it like super intense, and I want to keep an overall softness. I haven't gone super dark. And then small important things that I'm going to do is I'm going to take the smudge brush from CS Essentials. I'm taking the Forever 52 pencil. Shut your eyes. And I'm going to just run that over the lash band, just to hide any traces of glue. Okay. So her eye is getting watery and the inner corner lash is coming off over and over again. I'm still going to try and stick it one more time, but when my client's eye gets watery, I usually do not fidget with the eye. What I do is I usually get a hairstyling done in the meantime, which gives enough time to the eye to settle down. And then once it settles down, I fix up the lash glue. So trying it one more time, or I'm just going to give her eyes a break for a bit and then maybe try it later. So like almost at the final end of the class. Any questions, Vaishnavi, please ask them now. And I think we are finishing time also. It's 7:30. That worked. It's better. Would you like to wear kajal? Any questions coming up? I can't hear you, Vaishnavi, at all.
Yeah, there are a few questions coming.
Okay.
Yeah, do you suggest using a sunscreen also in this skincare?
I would not use a sunscreen because I'll always be worried about flashbacks. So unless you're sure about no flashback, use it then. Best to use a primer which has sunblock in it, and MAC has one.
And
Also, ladies, there are some questions coming in related to the look review. So like I already mentioned this earlier before we started, that there will be no look reviews for this class because this is an exclusive bonus class for all of you. So no look reviews will be held for this class. Yeah, Disha, you can take it ahead.
so you can post your look on Instagram and tag us. We will
Absolutely.
surely try to repost as many we can. And coming to another question, Shivani has been constantly asking P. Louis base, why did you use that on the nose bridge area?
Because it actually, I don't know how much can you make out. You know, it just kind of brightens up this entire area, and even the inner corner pops out. It does reflect a little bit through your foundation also.
ओके एंड मैम अगर आप मैक फाउंडेशन यूज करते हो अपनी ब्राइड पर देन व्हिच शेड डू यू गो फॉर
If she was my bride, I would have used, I think, either NC30 or NC25 on her, but I feel she's still dark. NC30 would be dark on her, and NC25 would be too light for her. I do not like to go lighter on foundations, guys. So then I would have mixed both the colors.
okay and regarding the look reviews we already mentioned in the starting since it's an exclusive session that happened today there are no look reviews that we'll be doing.
And ladies, the reason for that being because we have a huge number in the class and we have limited time with Chandni, so we won't be able to do all the look reviews. But having said that, please feel free to post all the pictures. I can see that some of you have created the look today, so don't forget to click your pictures and post it on Instagram, and we'd love to repost a few of them. So please
That's true.
definitely click your pictures today. And I think there is a question. I saw a repeated question by someone. One second, I'll just let you know. Yeah, by Shivani Chaudhary. Have you taken this question, Disha?
It's done.
Okay.
That
Wonderful.
question was in the middle of, I think, when she was doing the eyes. That's why I left it for the end. And yeah, there's another question. Mikaya is asking, sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Any tips on how to get rid of smile lines?
Keep your foundation, use hydrating foundations and concealers. Do not use a matte concealer. Do not do extreme thick layering. And make sure you use a primer for the under eye lines or for the outlines, like I used from Becca.
Okay, and are we going to apply kajal in this look?
I don't know. Tell me, guys, should I? Because I'm keeping the lip nude, I could. Straight at me.
Yes.
We could also. However, I always like, I'm like not, I don't love kajal always because I feel that sometimes it just makes the whole look very harsh.
And we've got like 50% yes, 50% no. So Chandni, it's up to you now. You decide whether you want to go for a kajal or not.
I'll always leave it to my client. Do you like kajal on yourself? No. So there you go. She doesn't like it. I'm not going to do it.
Any blush preference that you have for dusky tone?
Buy this palette from Forever 52. It's amazing. It covers medium to deeper skin tones.
All right. The CS Essential Oil and the moisturizer that you showed in the starting, is it relevant for oily skin people also?
Yes, particularly the oil. The moisturizer, I would recommend more for dry skin.
Okay. And I think the Forever 52 palette comes in just one variant, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And another question regarding the oil, is it like suitable for acne prone skin?
Yes, 100%. I've used it for over a year now, and I've used it on all skin types, and I've not had a complaint from a single client, and very, very sure of it. As a makeup artist, one has to be very sure of the kind of products that they use.
Simra, already taken the question right in the starting.
We have a question by one of our private members, Dia. She wants to know why we have not used a face primer. She just wanted to know that.
I did use a primer.
Yeah, there was a primer from Becca, I guess, right?
Hourglass, this one.
Okay.
I did use it.
Any other question?
Shivani says, do you like lip plumpers on your clients?
No. I love natural beauties.
Divya, it's the CS Essentials Moisturizing Cream. Is there a specific name also?
It's called the Skin Fuel Moisturizer, and the oil is called the Skin Treat Oil.
Yeah, and as she's told, the oil is suitable for all skin types, no matter acne prone, oily, or dry.
And then I would seal it. Sorry guys, 1 second. I would seal it. I'm using the Huda Beauty Resting Boss Face, and I always like to keep it at least 10 inches away. And I just spray it. And that's about it. But ideally, guys, I like to do makeup first. I like to do makeup first, and then I get hairstyling done. It's just that because today the way the class was, I got my hairstyling done and everything so that I could present her in the look. And of course, you guys are going to see pictures and videos on my Instagram tomorrow. I will click a few images right now and videos, and definitely gonna put the entire look. Would love to hear from you guys. What do you think about it? Do let me know.
Another question regarding the CS oil. मैम ऑयली स्किन वाले CTM करने के बाद भी ये ऑयल लगा सकते हैं और हाँ गर्मी में लगा सकते हैं?
Okay, can I just hang on 1 second?
Yeah.
You go use the washroom and everything. I'll just. Okay, tell me now.
Yeah, so the question was the CS Essentials oil. Can this be used after the CTM process is done, or like is it suitable in summers also?
It's suitable in summers also. मैं summers में बस थोड़ा सा कम लगाती हूँ. And actually, if you really got, I mean, you guys can follow my channel on YouTube. I just uploaded my skincare regimen, and oil is a major part of my moisturizing. And it's a part of my CTM also every day.
Right. So, Chandni, we have one question again by one of the private members. What if the duo glue sticks on the eyelash? How do we turn it black on the top of the eyelash, especially when one closes her eyes?
on top of the eyelash, like as in right there.
Right.
You have to touch it up with an eyeliner, guys. I mean, you saw I took a pencil and I took the E2 brush from CS Essentials and I was just touching it all up. I was just touching up blue, nothing else.
Can you just suggest a color for blush, basically for dusky tone people? Specific color.
Specific color. There is a color in MAC called Ambering Rose. AMBERING ROSE.
Okay. Wonderful. All right. So I'd like to know, because we're so close and we're actually way beyond 2 hours now. So, ladies, please tell me, did you all enjoy the session today? Comment on the chat box. I'd like to see. Wow. And I know you all love Chandni. So show her the love. Thank her. Thank her for the lovely session.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
It was amazing to have you, Chandni. Thank you so much for doing this for us. And we're getting, oh my God, wow, awesome session. Totally.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Wow, so much love for you, Chandni.
So humble. Thank you so much, guys. So, guys, just look up to my Instagram page tomorrow. I will upload the looks and everything. Thank you so much for watching. And thank you, A Black, for doing such fantastic shows over and over again. Such a pleasure working with you.
Thank you so much, Chandni, once again. You've been so lovely. And we truly love the look. But before we actually part ways, let's take a group shot, shall we?
Shall we? Yeah, yes, let's do that.
Because a lot of members here, they have also done the look today with us. So I think this calls for a group shot. All
Yes.
right. All videos on, ladies. We'd love to capture you. Disha, can you take a screenshot? I'm probably stuck.
Definitely, yeah.
Thank you.
On a count of 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Thank you so much, ladies.
All right, then. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Bye. And thank you again to all the private members who are watching us from YouTube. I hope you all enjoyed the 3-day workshop. And yeah, that's it. We're wrapping up now. Thank you. Bye-bye. Good night.